Welcome to Tip Tuesday. I'm happy that you're here to listen. I have a little tip for you today. And my tip is to tell your story. But at night, it might not be for the reason why you think you need to tell your story, like the story of who you are, where you've come from, your life, the things you do every day. That's one of my 3 systems that I teach in being able to truly connect to yourself is time, life, and self. And life is where you connect to how you're spending your time so that you can make the most of the moments that you choose. And part of that is telling your story. It's really important that you tell your story. And yeah, it's important that you share it with other people and like your family later want to know about you and your life. But here's my little tip on why it might be important for a different reason. Mr. Rogers said that let's see, I wrote the quote down and now I can't remember what it is. It's in my podcast. There isn't anyone you couldn't learn to love once you've heard their story. So here's my tip on that. My little take is that what if you told your story in order to learn to love yourself more? Like, I've turned that question on myself. If I told my story to someone else, I would hope that they would show up with some compassion and love for some of the hard things that I've been through, and excitement and encouragement for the good things that have happened in my life. So, do I do that for myself? When something goes well, do I give myself some praise? When something's hard, do I encourage myself? Do I acknowledge when I've made it through something hard and encourage myself to keep going? Do you see what I mean? Could I love myself more by telling my story because I'm learning to love who's telling the story? See that little twist? I think it's really important that we do that. And I'm going to go in deeper into that in my podcast that comes out tomorrow. And my podcast is Overburdened No More. So I would love it if you would get on iTunes or Spotify or Google. Yeah, those are the places where my podcast is, and I would love for you to come and listen. It comes out tomorrow early in the morning, so you can listen to it anytime tomorrow, and let me know what you think. Leave a review. Let me know how the podcast is helping you and maybe giving you some encouragement as well. And I would love to know your opinion on this. Like, how do you feel when you encourage and love yourself more? Could you learn to love yourself more by telling your story, and that's how you learn to love yourself more? I hope all that makes sense. I know it will make more sense as you listen to the full podcast, but that's my tip. Write down your story. Write down the things that you're going through, and then make sure that you're encouraging and loving yourself in the process. Okay, one of the other things I wanted to share with you is that I have my Moments to Memories insert that I created quite a while ago, and it's totally free. You can print it off. I give instructions on how to use it, different ways and quick and easy ways to tell your story. And then it gets more into like different personalities where you might want to tell a little bit more, and then there's a method of where you can tell like a big long story. I give you lots of space for that. So different ways to encourage you to tell your story. So you can get your Moments to Memory insert in the link tree in the bio here on Instagram and on Facebook. I'll give you a link. So there you go. Thanks for joining me for Tip Tuesday, and I'll see you back here next Tuesday, and listen to the podcast.